Good to be out at last. This is a lastminute.com special. And first of all, thanks to the guy I just passed who spotted that my head torch was flashing away in my pocket. More about that later because it's a new head torch. Yeah, I got no water on me, so let's get a wee drink before we go any further. Let's crack on up and see if I can find a wee campsite. So that's just started to drizzle a wee bit, but hopefully it won't come to too much because I'd like to be able to pitch in the dry if I can. There's a wee bit more keech than I expected round here. I was hoping for quite an unspoilt space, but yeah, the cows have beat me to it. Let's have a wee look over here maybe. Yeah, maybe just in there between the pats. Get this thing set. Let's get under cover because it looks like the next shower's coming. Right, I've chosen a wee spot. I can always move it afterwards because it's self-standing, so I can move it around. The tent in question, by the way, is the 3FUL Taiji 1. So it's my first wild camp and it's really part of the reason I wanted to come out. So pretty happy with that. That was up quick, as always. Exoskeleton with 3 poles, so it's really, really easy, quick to put up. You sometimes get the guys a wee bit of a fanko around the poles, but they're easily sorted. And I'm just letting it relax because it's part silicone on the outside, I think, so we'll need to let it relax a bit. And then I'll tighten it up, but it looks like we've got a nice wee view apart from the rain showers. And it looks like there might be another one coming in, so I'll get under cover and get unpacked. It's quite a roomy wee thing, this, apart from the one thing that annoys me is this pocket. It's really just almost a waste of time. Put them along the back there and make a nice long line 3FUL, and it would make it a lot better. And it's also lacking a hanging line, although we do have a lantern hook. But yeah, overall, quite roomy. As you can hear, the rain's on, so closed up the door. One thing I've noticed about this is you can't vent from the top, and it's a very humid afternoon, so it'd be nice to be able to unzip there. There is a big prop vent and another one on this side, so the throughput of air should be alright when you're sleeping, but it would just be nice to have that wee bit extra. So as well as the tent, which is brand new, I haven't used it outside the back garden, did a test on it overnight, and 24 hours of very heavy rain, and it got through with flying colours, not a single leak. Couldn't see a single drip in here. The other thing I've been given is from Nightcore, thanks to them. They've sent me the Nightcore NU27, which is kind of unusual because you can change the warmth of the LEDs. I'm not sure how much of a gimmick that is. We've got it goes up to 600 lumens on its brightest setting as an SOS function, red for night reading or just night navigation, etc. It's still very light though, and I have to say I much prefer that perforated head band to the stringy one that you probably saw in my previous Nightcore, the NU25. It's just like luminous thread, which actually is not that comfortable in your head. This is so much more comfortable so far. The other thing it came with actually is this wee pack, this little pouch with a couple of accessories in it and the charger. But more to the point, you can use this as a light diffuser, I believe, so you can hang the torch up and you get something more akin to a diffused lamp light. Anyway, we'll try that later on as it gets dark. So space-wise, that's not too bad actually. I've got the whole pack at the back of the tent. Although it's pushing the inner slightly, it's not actually touching the outer. So I might just leave that there. Yeah, I've also got the Light Tour winter mat with me tonight again. This was sent to me by James at Collins Outdoors. It's a great mat. I'm really enjoying this. I have to say, it's very warm, very comfortable, comparable with a Thermarest X-Therm 7.6. I think the R rating is on it. I've probably mentioned this before, but yeah, it's a go-to now. Yeah, so the cook set tonight is my usual wee titanium pot. Brought the Soto Windmaster and just a wee flint and a lighter, and a wee gas just nestles inside, which has got enough, and a wee cloth for cleaning. I've got a tiny window of weather and a tiny window of time opportunity as well. We're actually away tomorrow. I'm going away with my dearest for a couple of days, so she wants me back early in the morning. Sun's breaking through again. I'm just getting out and tightening the tent up now that it's slackened off. I don't like this slack here. I don't know what it is. I can't seem to get the clips and the tension correct, so you end up with a saggy bit. It's not touching the inner, but it just don't like it. And when you tie back the inner, you've got to be careful, even allowing for the drainage area here, getting a few wee drops just splashing off the fly sheet into the inner. I just remembered I want to try my pole hack, see if I can strengthen up the windproofness of the tent. So let's take these over and put them in place. So I've just set the pole to about 135 centimetres, put it in through the loop on the crossing pole, and put the handle inside the cord of the guying point there. Seems pretty solid. I'll go and do the other side now. Our second pole in. So we've basically created a centre arch, which I don't know how good it will be, but hopefully, I'll show you from this end here, that might well help just brace the tent a bit more. Oh, bugger. Yeah, there's no doubt the kind of brown colour that it comes in blends in really nicely. I think it's that and a green, but the green is quite light from memory, whereas this one's very good for stealth camping. Take two on this slack problem. I found out what it is. If you undo the peg, take it out, tension the strap before you peg it, you'll get much more stress along the seam line, just more tightness. So that's actually improved the pitch. So I take that back. That is not a problem with the cut of the fabric. That's user error. Itching already. I've taken two tiny little ticks off me, and I can feel a third one just at my back. So there's somehow getting up and down the clothes here, even though I'm just wandering around. Probably just crawling up these trousers, I guess. So there's maybe a bit more tent time than I expected in here. The showers are more like continuous rain, not particularly heavy, but it just it hardly ever dries up. I can look out the vents and see what's going on, but yeah, it's pretty clogged in at the moment. So yeah, just spending time listening to the radio and eating some crisps. Haven't touched the alcohol yet or thought about dinner. But yeah, I quite like the extra width at the back here, so the tent's quite comfortable to spend time in. Not particularly high, but I'm sitting on quite a high mat. You can see my head is just rubbing in no more. You could probably take a bit of that slack out of it actually. But yeah, it seems stable enough. The wind does get up with the rain, so you can feel the wind. I mean, it's not strong, it's just a kind of mild breeze, to be honest, or just a steady breeze, but it's fine. So there's a wee brief respite in the showers. So I think I'll try and get my dinner on just now with the door open. A wee bit of blue sky up there. Apparently there's going to be a hunter's moon tonight, supermoon. So I'm hoping if it clears we'll get to see it. As is always the way in this area, the wind does get up out of nowhere. It's quite a good little test area, which is partly why I brought it up, because I want to find out if the Taiji 1 is quite wind stable, especially now that I've added the walking poles to it. So tonight we're on chili con carne and some tortillas. Probably a bit of a strange mixture, but I just thought it'd make something different. Nice wee view now. Looking across to Luss. It says empty the contents of the pouch into a pot, but what I think I'll try and do is boil some water, heat it in the pouch, and then I'll just eat it from there. I've just realised this actually isn't beef or chili con carne, it's plant powered I think. So I've gone veggie tonight. Inadvertently, didn't realise, but that's okay. Oh, I can't tell you how good that was. It was really nice with the tortillas, absolutely gorgeous. And I've now got a wee chocolate yoghurt to finish, and some coffee and some shortbread. And I can hear the stags down below, which is really quite atmospheric. It's nice hearing them braying. I thought I'd maybe missed that part of the season, because I like to go to Arran when it's like that. It's really nice. However, it's added to the ambience and it's dry. Clouds haven't really cleared away yet, but I'm hoping we might get to see this supermoon yet. So here's another wee purchase. This was not sponsored. I bought these off AliExpress. Nature Hike goose down booties. I actually wear them around the house because we've not been putting the heating on much. And last week certainly it was really cold in the old cottage. So I've been wearing these kicking about the living room watching the telly. Yes, I know they look quite comical, but hopefully I'll have the last laugh. So what do you think of the wee Nightcore bag then? It's actually quite good. I mean, it hangs a bit low obviously, but if I'm lying down and sleeping, it's not an issue. Quite a pleasant tent to spend a lot of time in. I really like the way it extends out at the back here. Actually, for the tent geeks amongst you, how many people ordered the Dustin X Dome, or indeed what was your thoughts on the Dustin X Dome, and also on tarp tents. Is it the Arc Dome? But when the tarp tent came out, I thought, it looks a wee bit, I think it was Tom Heaney put up a good video on it, and I thought, do you know what, I think he's being semi-kind about it. It strikes me that it's not getting enough guy lines, it's too big a panel for wind, so you could see it caving in a bit. I thought, nah, I don't really fancy that. A one-man version would be brilliant. And then Dan Dustin brought out his X Dome, and I was holding fire on that as well. To be fair, when it came out, I thought, oh, it's much more like a backpacking tent rather than a winter assault style dome tent that I thought he was going to do. So his design had radically changed from the suggestions early on. So that put me in a position. I thought, where am I going to buy for a 4-season tent? So I have ordered a tent, and it is coming from China, I believe. Hopefully in the next week or so. They're a wee bit late in telling me. But I think I'll be the only person in the country that's got one. Whether it'll be good or not, don't know.
Well, the proposals are designed to save 20.
Yeah, the wind is stronger than I actually realised, which is quite encouraging. It means the tent's quieter than I expected. And there's a wee bit of a rattling of some of the fabric inside, but yeah, actually the winds are stronger out here than I anticipated. Just to give you an idea how it's doing. That's a 60-litre rucksack. And then all the junk on top, drone, etc. So yeah, it's a comfortable solo tent. Right, so hopefully I can show you how these LEDs change colour. So you're alternating between a colder colour. There you go. I think that's just more pleasant internally. It's calmed down a wee bit just now. There was a rain shower came through, and for a time there the wind really picked up. If my app sound to go by that I've got on the phone, it was about an average of 22 mile an hour. And peaking out at just above 30, and I was kind of genuinely surprised because inside the tent it wasn't too noisy. I got out and I thought, wow, it's actually windier than I expected. So I don't know if it's the walking poles are helping, but yeah, the whole frame's staying pretty steady. A wee bit noisy, but earplugs should be alright tonight, I hope. But yeah, I'm quite impressed. It seems like quite a wind strong tent, more so than I thought. But I'll report back in the morning and tell you if there's hopefully nothing too eventful during the night. Checked all the pegs, tightened up the guys, went looking for some rocks but couldn't find any. But I'm hoping they'll hold okay in this soft marshy ground. Anyway, I'm going to nod off for a while and get up early in the morning and I'll see you. It's about 7:25, so I'm just packing up hastily. I'm not going to bother with a breakfast, I think, and just get straight down the road. Things to do, people to see. Okay, that's a wrap, and leave no trace as always. Let's get moving. Quiet this morning. So, what did I think of that wee tent last night? I was pleasantly surprised. It gave me a lot more confidence than I had in it previously, I have to say. I think it was Grizzly Gaz that on his channel had said he thought it was probably one of the strongest one-person tents he'd had. And he's not far off the truth. Certainly we're using the walking poles on it last night. I had a lot less trouble and a lot more stability and a quieter sleep than I have done with some other tents up there in the same place, and it's a great wee test bed. The wind really picked up for a few hours and I could hear it whistling over it and it rattled the tent a wee bit, but the basic shape kept it the same shape. There was no problem with distortion. None of the guy lines came loose. Yeah, once I checked it and reset it, I went to my bed and I had no issues. I could hear it. It woke me up every so often. But it was probably, I think I checked my little app, the gusts were above 30 mile an hour certainly, and I'd say that's probably true, maybe about 35 or something. Absolutely no issues. So yeah, it was very good. It lacks a couple of wee details. It needs a two-way zip, it needs a hanging line, it needs some decent pockets. And I'll feed that back to 3FUL in the full-on hope that they might take that on board. But yeah, at £169, it is a bit of a no-brainer, I have to say. It kind of ticks a lot of boxes for me. Yes, it was given to me by Collins Outdoors, and I'll put a wee link below, but that doesn't influence what they asked me to say. And as you know, I'm very genuine about my tent reviews. God knows I've had enough. So I'm going to head back to the car now. Thank you again for watching, everybody, and I'll see you out there for the next one, hopefully in about a fortnight, I think. Cheers just now.